What is the difference between mindfulness and meditation and why it matters? How to use and understand these powerful practices to reduce anxiety and increase well-being. Hello, friends. This is our episode today, and I am so excited to be here with you. There is nowhere I would rather be, really. It's been so amazing to hear from you out there, and it's only episode 4. So keep the conversation flowing, and if you ever want to make a suggestion for a topic or you have a question, email me, info@zenmaintenancepodcast.com. So thank you for showing up today in curiosity, in the spirit of self-care and self-discovery, and living your most interesting, creative, authentic life, opening to more joy, more healing, and more living. And I have to tell you that I'm really getting the fall feels right now. So even if you listen to this podcast at another time and it isn't fall, it's not autumnal, that's fine. It goes any time of year, right? Meditation, mindfulness, this is a year-round topic. But it's especially suited to this season. The days get shorter. We start to feel like hunkering down, getting cozy. We might be a little more reflective or internal. The fire starts to come. We've got candles. We've got fireplaces. We start gathering with loved ones and pets and with ourselves. So it's really the perfect time to explore, open up, and dive into this conversation. And I'm really excited to get going. So you might be wondering, what can you expect from this episode? Today, we will get clear about the differences between mindfulness and meditation, and also the interconnectedness between them. You'll gain clarity about how and when to use them, and why we hear about them all the time. Let me help you commit or recommit to these life-enhancing practices on your own terms, in your own way, and get excited about the powerful, positive impact they will have, honestly, on every aspect: mind, body, your whole life. So let's get comfortable and explore. What is meditation and mindfulness? Are they the same? Why do they matter? Do they actually matter? And even a lifelong mindful practitioner will enjoy the conversation today, as it keeps the fire lit for you, reminds you why you love it, and because it might help you inspire someone in your life who could benefit from a little Zen in their world. It may help you encourage or approach someone you care about to start a practice. Another thing you could do is share the podcast. So there's so many questions and thoughts we might have about the subject, and it can be overwhelming when we're trying to simplify. Some of these questions might sound like, why is it hard for me to start or stay with a mindfulness practice? Why should I try? Why should I keep trying? Is it possible I'm just not built for meditation? No, it's not possible. Why, when I slow down and get more mindful, do I feel more anxious, but people tell me meditation helps with anxiety? I'm confused. Or meditation, mindfulness, that's great for monks or people who have a lot of time and resources, but not me. I work full-time. I have kids, pets, projects, plans. Or how about I'm too old? What's the point? I'm too young. I'll do it when I'm older. I totally get it. And actually, when I first discovered yoga and meditation, I was a restless young actress in New York who was running from waitress job to audition to odd side job to the subway, while often balancing a chaotic social life. But it was the best thing that could have happened to me. And because I've been teaching 7th through 12th grade girls for 13 years daily, I know it makes a huge difference in their lives. As for being older or busy, all the more reason. Each stage of life can be enhanced and simplified with a mindfulness focus. But first, how about our mindfulness moment? If you would prefer to save the mindful grounding meditation until later because you're driving or moving around, just jump ahead and come back later. But make sure you come back. This podcast is experiential, and it might be the one time this week you actually have a chance to gift yourself some present moment magic. Okay, so let's just get still if you can, or get soft if you can't get still. Close your eyes. Just let your shoulders drop away from your ears. And we're starting with a mindful focus meditation. So the emphasis here is on the mindfulness and on something called dharana. which I will explain a little further down the road. But for now, it begins with our senses. So as you settle in to your body and to this moment, we'll begin to connect and engage with our senses, starting with sound. Relaxing your inner eardrums, relaxing your face, jaw, and throat. Open up to what you hear. You hear my voice, background music, and what else in your environment do you hear? Do you hear traffic or pets rustling? Maybe someone in your home in another room. If you are in your office, can you hear the scurry and murmur of work outside the door? If you are in nature or near it, can you hear it? Maybe the drip of a faucet or your house settling. Notice what you hear. And then shifting to touch. What is your body touching? The floor with your feet? Maybe your legs or the arm of a chair with your hands? Can you feel your seat, your sitting bones, on the firmness and support of what's holding you? If you're moving and touching things, can you feel the textures? Maybe you're holding your hands or you're in a mudra and you can feel your own skin and the texture and temperature of that. What can you touch? What can you feel? And then smell. Is there anything that you can smell in your environment? Maybe there's food cooking somewhere. Maybe you have a candle lit, or the air itself has a sound, or the air itself has a smell. Maybe you can even smell the detergent from your clothing, or perfume or oil or aftershave that you might be wearing. What do you smell? And what do you taste? Is there something that you've been drinking or eating and the flavor is still in your mouth? What is the sensation of taste in this moment? What do you taste? And then bringing your attention to your eyes closed. What do you see with closed eyes? What's behind your eyelids? Does it look like snow or have a color? Billions of pixelated dots? Or maybe it seems smooth. What do you see behind your eyelids? And then beginning to gently blink your eyes open. And look around. And what do you see? What do you see? Is it more vivid now that we got quiet, mindful, focused? Is there anything that you notice you didn't notice before? Do things seem more colorful, sharper, brighter, maybe softer, fuzzier? Just noticing. What can you see? Okay. Now, close your eyes one more time. Tune into your breathing. Bring your focus only to breath. Slowly inhale, filling your lungs. Slowly exhale through your nose and empty. 4 more breaths. And then when you've finished, once again, beginning to softly, gradually blink your eyes open. Okay, that was an experience of mindfulness, a meditation where the focus was on mindfulness, being mindful and aware, and using our senses for that. Okay. So, when somebody's really talented, let's take a musical artist or a group, and everyone who discovers them thinks they are incredible and feels like they've discovered them on their own, and they feel on the inside of this special secret of life enhancing music, and then they begin to spread in popularity, and soon they're known by everyone and become so adored and revered that they hit mainstream. And soon they are everywhere. The grocery store, the dentist, the car wash, every classroom, and oh my God, maybe even in an elevator. And then the inevitable happens. Some people start to get bored, maybe you, cynical, judgy, might even criticize and think that if they're this popular and everyone knows about them, then they must not be really special or even that good. Or they just get tired of hearing their name and become desensitized to the power of their music. The bloom is off the rose. Forgetting that the reason they are on everyone's lips is because we recognize their genius and power, the creativity that moved your soul and opened your mind and made your life better in some way. Well, at times, that's what I hear, that's what I fear is happening to meditation and mindfulness. Mindfulness practices were the it girl having their moment over the last 15 years in particular. After thousands of years of anecdotal evidence, first-hand person experience, and plenty of science-backed proof, meditation was on everyone's lips. Doctors, CEOs, corporate wellness programs, celebrities, Olympic athletes, and everyday heroes like parents and teachers and healthcare workers. Meditation basically came out of the cave into the boardroom, classroom, and even TV shows. And in my perspective, this was great. But like all popularity, it can also become yesterday's news in some ways. And I hear people say, yeah, I know I should meditate. Everyone says so. Or yeah, mindfulness. Tired of hearing about it. It's everywhere. Well, yeah, for good reason. And even if that isn't you, but you just can't seem to get into it or make the time, let's just back up and get a little excited about it today. Calmly excited. So let's talk about it. Why is it not just some trendy buzzword? I mean, I don't know, is buzzword even a buzzword anymore? I mean, why is everyone saying it's so good for our health? Is this true? Yes, it is. So first up, let's take stress. Now, we might have good stress in our lives, the kind that propels us forward. And, this podcast is good stress for me, right? It's a lot of work and energy and focus, and there's a certain amount of pressure that I put on myself to make it happen, but that's good stress. So that's life affirming, life giving. But negative stress, well, that's like the monster under the closet or no, under the bed that is wearing us down with worry. And mindfulness helps calm your mind and body, relieving the negative impacts of stress that come by lowering cortisol. That's your main stress hormone. Basically, it helps you chill out, think clearly, and handle life without feeling like everything's on fire, like every problem is equal, from not finding the right socks to failing a test or having a serious diagnosis. They are not all equal, but they feel that way with too much cortisol streaming through your body 24/7. Often the simplest tasks become the biggest deal just because we have that overload of cortisol. And next, it actually changes your brain. MRI scans show that people who practice mindfulness have more gray matter in areas that control memory, focus, and emotions. So it's like a workout for your brain, helping you stay sharp and steady when things get hectic. And I always say it's mental push-ups that leave you feeling rested rather than exhausted. Sort of a miracle how that works. And finally, mindfulness is good for your overall physical health. It can lower blood pressure, boost your immune system, and even help your heart stay healthy. Some studies found that people who meditate regularly have stronger immune responses. So less stress and fewer sick days? That sounds very good. It's free. You don't have to get anything, and there's no downside. So when you take a deep breath, slow down, get mindful, focus on the moment, just remember, you're not only relaxing your mind, you're literally making a choice that makes your body healthier too. So if you're one of those, like me, who've gotten overwhelmed by food and exercise, which way to go, what's the right plan, simplify. In some moments you can just stop, slow down, take a breath, and know it's doing good. We can get overwhelmed by this world, even the most capable and productive among us, let alone those who are in a challenging time. We were not designed to hold the amount of information coming in, and because of the tech world we live in, there is no escape from what's going on everywhere all the time. This has us on alert and living in our sympathetic nervous systems, the fight, flight, or freeze zone, which can make us feel like we need to do something at every moment to ensure the safety of ourselves and those we love. It makes us feel like we can't truly relax or things will fall apart. Or we might be living in anger over the circumstances and always ready for a fight. Or we're so burnt and stressed out, we freeze and our lives stall. And we exist with that feeling of just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Now, the fight, flight, or freeze has become common language for us, and we can use our awareness of that. We can notice how we feel if we slow down a little and make choices and make sure we're paying attention. To balance this out, we want to shift to the parasympathetic nervous system. I always remember this by thinking of the para as a parachute that provides a soft landing, and mindfulness and meditation can do this. So let's address some of the questions I posed earlier. Why is it so hard for me to start or stay with a mindfulness practice? There can be many reasons, like with anything we try to stick to, but where there's a will, there's a way, and we just have to start small and build slowly. Is it possible I'm just not built for meditation? If you have a mind, you can practice mindfulness and meditation. So that's the good news. We just have to find the right kind and the right timing for you. Now, this one's a good one. Why, when I slow down and get more mindful, do I feel more anxious? But people tell me meditation helps with anxiety. Well, like anything you do, when you first start, there will be a lot of feedback. New exercise works muscles, so you get sore. New information and material we study asks the brain to work harder, and it can be tiring. And slowing down can make us more aware of our worries and fears at first, but it doesn't create them. They are always underneath. So sitting with them and seeing that we can still be okay is a great first step to not being ruled by the behind the scenes of an overactive mind. So let's get clear on what we're doing and when. To the question of this episode, what is the difference between mindfulness and meditation, and why does it matter? Mindfulness is what it sounds like, a full mind. Now that might sound counter to feeling relaxed, and you may be thinking we want to empty the mind, and this is sort of true. But in mindfulness, we're willing the mind to fill with the present moment. You are focused on what is happening now. And the five senses are giving you input, and your attention is with what you're doing or experiencing or focused on that is in present time. You are full of the now, not full of the future and how it will be or won't be, or the past and how it was or could have been. We loosen the grip of future projections and past ruminations, and we experience life as it's happening. For those of you who are driving age, and maybe you are driving right now, have you ever driven home and upon arriving realized you can't recall the trip? Of course you have. So have I. More than I would like to admit. And this is just because we often get lost in our minds and we miss the journey. It's not a big deal for some trips home on your same route, but if it's every trip of your life, you can end up getting to the end of your life and feel you weren't really there for the ride. Children are so great for pointing out things we miss because they aren't cluttered yet. They don't have so many plans and so much in their past, and they see the beauty and they wonder at it. And we can too. Your 5 senses can take you into the present quickly. What do you see? See it. What do you hear? Hear it. What do you touch? Touch it. What do you smell? Smell it. What do you taste? Really taste it. Life gets richer when we participate at this level regularly. Now, one thing that can trip us up when we move into that mindful moment, and this is a doozy, it's a realio trulio dragon, it's a big thing. What if the moment is really bad? How am I going to want to become full of the moment when the moment is the one place I do not want to be? Why would I even try? Well, when my 12-year-old daughter at the time was in critical care and we lived in a hospital for 2 months, being in the now was excruciating. But what was worse? Worrying about what might or could happen. Or being in the pain or nostalgia for how things were before this crisis struck. So it saved me. It was best to take it one real-time moment at a time, even though many of those were terrifying. I could still do it one step at a time, one day, sometimes one micro breath. So if that's something you encounter, you can tell yourself, just this now, just do this now, just this now. Keep breathing. One breath at a time will get you through. Don't look at it too big. Make it small and bite-sized. The big picture is for later, for meditation, or times that aren't as intense, or when you're not in crisis. So meditation. Meditation takes it a step beyond the mindful moment. The mindful moment, we get into the present, we get focused, we start to blur the edges of the future and the past, and that already has that effect of lowering our cortisol levels. And it's very much about detail. But meditation, we go beyond that experience, though we can use that experience of mindfulness to get there, and it starts to feel like an empty mind. So picture standing on the top of the mountain and taking it all in, rather than one blade of grass, which you can't see way down there, right? From the top of the mountain, you get that big picture. You can feel like you're part of everything, and maybe even almost feel like nothing at the same time. And that sense of everything and nothing is a very expansive kind of feeling. The concentration goes potentially so deep, it loses its point of focus or reference. And we blend and we merge and we have a sense of unity or union within ourselves and with all of it. From the mountain, you can see it all, but not the details. It's personal to each and tricky to put into words what meditation feels like, but it can feel like you've lost track of space and time. And during that time, the brain waves shift. And this is where we can get deep healing for the brain and body. And we can access great clarity and profound creativity. My best ideas often come at the end of a meditation. I find it best to let the thoughts float by on clouds or picture them on trains or birds until there's more space or sky between them, and I'm relaxed enough not to chase them. In the 8-limbed path of yoga, the last 2 rungs on the ladder before we arrive at the 8th rung of enlightenment, and by the way, go for enlightenment. It is not just reserved for lofty spiritual individuals. Enlightenment is union. It's feeling blissful and part of it all. it's wholeness, it's unity. And this feeling is not something that's so special or miraculous that we shouldn't lean toward it. So when you get this feeling of wholeness or unity, you may have used that mindfulness practice and that term dharana, or one-pointed focus, to pull away from everything else before we start to expand, like the mountaintop view, into what's called dhyana, meditation or expanded awareness. So the sense of being fully awake and fully alive and being more deeply connected and relaxed inside of ourselves is personal, but it's also universal. It's something we can all move toward and experience, and it's accessible. So let's pause and meditate now if you're able to, or save it for later, and experience something more toward that meditative space. Okay, so close your eyes if you're able. And deep meditation does work very well with the eyes closed because we start to remove distraction. Now, I do want to give you a mudra if you're feeling that it's difficult to drop into the present moment. You can open your eyes again or just listen and try it here. Bring your fingertips together until all 5 on each hand are touching all 5 on the other hand. This is called Hakini mudra. Hakini for focus. Okay, you can place that right in front of your heart center, or you can just relax your hands down in your lap. And visualize yourself now on that mountaintop. Paint a picture for yourself and take it in. Is it snowy? Is it sunny? How far can you see? What is the air like? How does it feel to stand at the top of the world? And your thoughts, as they begin to come, and they will, can you see them like birds just going by, or clouds drifting past? They could have names on them of things in your life, on your to-do list, your plans, your fantasies, your memories. But we're letting them go. We can acknowledge and notice, but we're letting them float by. We're not getting into the weeds or the details. We're staying here with this big, broad, open perspective, this mountaintop view. And we might begin to notice, as we relax into it, the space or the sky between those thoughts. What it sounds like or what it feels like. The space and the sky in your mind. We no longer feel the need to rush in, to fix or plan. We are expanding and opening. We are experiencing oneness, unity, peace. Let's just stay here together for a little while longer in peace. Okay, we're going to pull back in some of that pointed focus. We're going to pull in now the detail of your breath. Feel it pull into your chest and feel it go. And then beginning to gently, softly, slowly open your eyes again. And even though you'll notice and see details and your senses will be more on alert, keep some of that ease. Keep some of that spaciousness. So to have the most success, my recommendation is that mindfulness is good anytime, and especially at times of high stress or duress, to distill everything down, the old one day at a time or one breath at a time. You might not have as much luck starting right into sitting still and relaxing into a state of openness and expanded consciousness when you're in high stakes emotionally. So meditation may elude you or make you antsy or get frustrating. If someone is crying, angry, or panicky, I don't usually suggest plunking down and starting a meditation. But look at the sky, or stir the pot that you're cooking, or read the sentence, absorb the music. Be where you are, as Ram Dass said, be here now. Just take the breath, watch the cat, see the tree, and this might just be enough to center and calm you. It might also lead you to meditation as you move from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic nervous system. But start small with meditation, 3 minutes a day. So this is a lot, but it's also very simple, really. When we get down to it, there'll be a part 2 and 3 of this episode, a little down the road, to get down to some basic hacks for those who really want to make this happen. But for now, I want to share why this podcast is called Zen Maintenance. So in our yoga studio, Liberation Yoga, for 20 years, Gary and I had a program called Zen Maintenance. And it was a work exchange program for people who wanted to practice regularly, but didn't have the budget for yoga classes on a regular basis. So they did cleanup work for us, and mostly with us. Washing, folding blankets, fixing up props, sweeping floors, watering plants, etc. These daily and nightly chores kept Liberation Yoga bright, beautiful, and organized, and it kept the energy clean and the space clear so that when you would walk in for yoga, you would feel that, and you'd have a better yoga class and overall experience because of it. It was the behind the scenes that was essential. We would play music, bustle around, do the tidying work, and when we closed the doors and put the studio to bed at night, it felt right because it was. And this is much like you. Your behind the scenes work. It can be joyful. Now, right up until the last day of our studio, after Gary had passed away and it was just me, I was folding blankets at night. And I realized it was an honor. And sometimes I was exhausted and cranky, but I knew it mattered, and the next day I'd be glad I'd done it. Your personal self-care is your honor. You have a body and a mind, and taking care of it is a blessing. Sometimes a hard road, but good work. Important work, and it leads to bliss because it leads to more freedom for your body and your mind to enjoy what you love. So each episode, I've decided I will leave you with a blissipline. A blissipline is something I borrowed from my spiritual mental health diet course, and it's a little disciplined action to take on with a full open heart. So today I offer you the invitation to begin or recommit the practices we've been discussing today. Or if you're already there, share it with someone you care about. Pick someone new. Every little bit counts. How about 3 mindful or meditative minutes a day until the next episode? You could even bookmark the meditations in the podcasts and use those. Think about it. How might your life be better, be fresher, calmer, clearer, more vivid if you tried it? Just 3 minutes. Okay. Thank you so much for this time, for your attention, your intention. Please remember to follow, share, like the podcast, and know that I am here for you. I'm cheering from the sidelines always, and I'm sending you all the love. Can't wait to see you again. See you next time.